Yay!
Okay, recording is started.
Yay! Okay, so when you first open Obsidian, you'll see this screen here, which you can create a vault.
Uh,
So what vaults are is like a collection of folders with like markdown files. Markdown is not exactly coding, but it's like a fancier language, I guess, but it's not hard to learn. I'll show you. It's really easy. So
okay.
basically, it's a local like thing. So you can like put this folder anywhere. Like you could download this folder on your phone or anything like that. And then essentially this folder is where your vault is. So you can open, if you already have like a folder of notes and stuff, you can just open like a vault, like open folder. And then that can be your vault. Or like you could create a new one and then put the name like and then you can put it somewhere like in Dropbox, uh, desktop, put it desktop. Okay, so this is what a new vault looks like. There's basically nothing in there. And then like there's a graph view. I don't really use the graph view, but some people do, I guess. This is like how you can see connections between your notes. And then I'll show you more about that in a sec. But essentially, you'll see like you have your folder here. And oh yeah, this is the welcome note. So it's literally a markdown file. So if, for example, if you know about Notion or something like that, you can basically move your stuff from here to another application that supports Markdown and like your notes will not be lost. Like if you open a Markdown file in like say a text editor, you'll see all the text in there. So even if like you switch to something else, you can still have all your notes. This. It's basically a folder with your notes in it. And then over here, time to look at my notes. Getting slightly nervous, but okay. So notes. Okay, I'll send these links to you guys in a bit, but here's like a markdown guide and then some fancy stuff like callouts. So first item, how to make a vault. Just told you that. How to open a vault from an existing folder. You just go like, click this, manage vaults. Open and pick a folder, like, whatever folder. And then it'll just open, like, I don't know what's in here anymore, but you can just click that and be like, open. And then, bam, all your stuff is like, okay. Settings. Okay, settings. What's nice about Obsidian is that you can link pages with each other, and then there's a lot of good built-in plugins. So like yeah, and then you can change a lot of the settings as well. There is a live preview mode and all that stuff, editing view, reading view. What that is like when you, let's say you don't want to change this anymore, but you just want to read it, but you don't want to accidentally touch it or something, you can choose to put it in read mode where you could just read it only. But I like leaving it in this regular mode. So files and links. Okay, so when you first bring in like images and stuff, they'll just pile them right here. What you can do is, okay, so let's say I bring in picture band. So like the screenshot is just sitting right here alongside all your notes. That's kind of ugly. So what I like to do is I just make a folder and be like images. I put a Z here so that it shows up at the bottom and then pop it in there. But also what you can do is when you go to your settings, um, you can pick where did default location for new notes. And hold on. All right, default location for new attachments, and then in the folder specified below, and then here you can put Z images. So when you drag in another image, like this one, for example, this one, that's If you're dragging one here, it'll just show up right there instead of like all the way, you know, over there. And then you can, if you have like other folders, it'll sort, nicely. So essentially what's nice here is that when you have like a new page, let's say new page, and when this is like some text, when you type, you can use Markdown. So what I use Markdown for is like headings. So you go like one heading is heading one. So it's like big text, and then two is like heading two, and so on. And then I think the most is like six. But you don't have to like remember that. If you just want to like type something like I want a heading, if you like all the markdown stuff, you can really do like in the settings. You can go like this and then go heading one, heading two, all that stuff. So that was command P for like, you know, getting all the settings stuff. And then for command O, you could search. So just like you're searching. So those are really the only two hotkeys in, like command or control P, command slash control P or O. So command O, command P. So the cool thing about this is now you have this new page, right? And then so say this is like related to that new page, you can like link it by putting like the brackets, like so, so that this kind of goes like when you click on it, it goes to that page. And then what you can also do is like you can embed it with the exclamation mark. That you kind of need to remember. I don't know if there is a setting for that. I just did like just do like this. What's nice about this is like if you have say your main page and then you have your things for your story and like other another page or another folder like scene one, scene two, scene three, like all on different pages, you can like embed it like this as well. So personally I find that kind of nice. But also I kind of use another plugin for that called what's called Loom Loom something. A long form, yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Go to settings, change the colors. Yeah. You can change the colors in the appearance. Right here. Change the color to like whatever you want. And then so you see like this changes. The text you type won't really change, but I have a custom theme for that. So on my main vault, it has a specific color. Daily notes. Okay, daily notes. Oh yeah, any questions so far? I mean, we haven't covered much, but uh, again, uh, so many. Yes, this code is Obsidian all the time. Let's leave Visual Studio. Okay. Okay, so being embedded or just added like link image added is imported. Yes, it's added to. So the image is added to the vault, like for example in here, and then it is then linked to this. And then another thing you have to check in the settings is, let's see, there's a thing where if you change the name of it, it'll ask you if you want to keep it updated. Let's say this, and then, oh yeah, here you go. If you change the name, it says update links. Do you want to update internal links that link to this file? I always click always update so that if you change it, it'll just auto update. Like I changed this one, name that to 7. Bam, updated. And then over here, like it's on the page. But, yeah, here. So you see, like this image is now renamed to 7. Otherwise, it'll break the link if you don't always update, or you have to like update manually, which is annoying. Okay, let's see here. Other default features and plugins. Oh yes, we were talking about daily notes. Oh yeah, let me check if there's any more questions. daily notes. Yeah. Okay, for plugins, there's a lot. You can do like audio recorder, backlinks. Oh yeah, backlinks is like you can check what is linked to this, or yeah, what's linked, or what is being linked, or what is linking to that page. So if you like to go here, what is linking to it, you can open this thing, and it says link mentions is in welcome. Yay. And like gonna forward links as well, backlinks. So I find this useful. Like if you want to mention a character in a scene, and then you can check like this backlink to see in the scene which characters are mentioned and stuff like that. Quite useful. You can have tags like hashtag. Oh yeah, what the difference between tags and headings is that there's no space between uh the hash and the word. So it's like so tag looks like that. You can see that tag. You can search by tags too, like you can use the search and back there it is. Okay. Uh daily notes. Keep going to daily notes. Okay, so all right, let's go canvas sort of first. Uh I think Mario, you'd be really interested in canvas. So canvas is this thing right here, create a new canvas. This is like a basically an infinite canvas. You can type stuff like stuff, and then you can link it to images and stuff. You can like say drag this in, drag that in, like this guy here. And then you can do that whole like fancy detective sort of linking chart here. I'll show you an example of what I do later, but like yeah, fancy. And it's like infinite, so like you could zoom out to a certain extent. But like after you zoom out a while, and if you need more space, you can just scroll. There's always more space. You can make, a bunch of these where needed. I have one for my character relationships. Okay, continuing on. Oh yeah. Any questions? Okay, yes. Yeah, that thing. That's basically what I do in Canvas. Yeah. And then daily notes. Okay, I'm getting daily notes. So for people who schedule things, daily notes is quite useful. Um, settings. Yeah. So, oh yeah. So when you go over to your thing, there's a little settings in here. Click that. You can have your date format however you want it, but I just leave it at default. And then you can set the new location because similar to images, the daily notes are like, they're daily. So like let's say daily notes. And then when you go like this, then you can set it to daily notes. Template, okay. So template, um, so you can make a page, let's say in templates, I make a page, I call it template or daily note template. You can have like as many templates as you need, and I'll kind of showcase that later, but yeah. So let's say, oh yeah. So this is how you make a checkbox. It's like one dash space, this thing, and then space there, and then space again, and you have a checkbox. And then you click enter, and then there's another checkbox. And then you don't have to remember that. You could do like item two, item three, and then you could like shift select them all. And then you could do command P, toggle checkbox. Yeah. So like with these markdown things, most of the time you don't really have to remember them. Yeah. So daily notes, let's say I have this, and then for the daily notes section, I want this template. Alright, so that's my template. I don't have daily notes yet. I gotta kind of close and reopen Obsidian. Mm, what happened? Did I haven't had to set daily notes in a while. So let me see. Oh, open daily note on startup. Click that, turn that on, and then you start it up. Let's share. And then here it is. Right there. Okay, so every day you'll have a new note when you open Obsidian. And then, like, let's say you have a to-do list that you want to do like every day. You could just like, have a daily note to track it. Oh yeah, okay. So this is like one of the main reasons I moved to Obsidian. That's what is is that I can have like a bunch of things side by side. If you want to okay, so you drag this right, and then you can go like, okay, I want this on top, and then I want this guy. I think I should choose this guy. Okay, so you want split right, and there we go. Now we have two of these, and then we can split right there. And then like so, I have five main characters. When I plot build them all, like let's say I have like 10 points for each character for that arc. Then I can do 1 point for character one. And then when I go to the second character, I scroll and be like, okay, what's character one doing over here? And how does that correlate to character B? All that stuff. So yeah, if you have one of this, this is really nice. But then you can like pop this out and think about that. This new window, you can like pop this out and have as many of these as you want. So like that's one of my favorite things about a period. And let's see is next on the list. Make templates, went through that. Oh, create tables. Yes. Tables. So there's like either plugins for that or you can use Markdown to create the table. So and there's something I linked, but like if you want to create a table, it's basically like this. Let's do this. And we go like this. Oh, that's too high. And like this. Let's say this is column one, column two. And then let's go here and say this is like row one, row two. Oh, forgot this thing here. Okay. And then let's see. Ah, sometimes I just like if I really need a table, I just copy and paste this and just go like that. That's fine, whatever. Okay. Wow. Okay. But essentially, let's see. Oh yeah, here's the template for the table. It's like one of these, one of these, and one of these, and then dashes in the middle, and then one of these. You can like kind of experiment, but like there's probably plugins to like help you make a table as well. Okay, let's see. Link pages. I kind of showed you how to link a page. It goes like this. You just need the brackets, and then you can link whatever page you want to link. And then embedding pages and content is basically as easy as just putting an exclamation mark right in front of it. Got that. Aliases. Okay, so nowadays you can add properties. Um, let me see. Oh, okay, there you go. So when you do like um three dashes at the beginning of the page, it has to be at the beginning because like if it's at the bottom, it doesn't work. It just has to be the first thing. You can add aliases. What that means is, let's say you want to target this page, but you don't want to call it that. Let's just say page one. I want to call it page one. So I go over here and I want to excerpt page one. Bang, there we go. So it's very useful when characters have like nicknames or multiple names and you just want to like tag their other name. That's kind of what I use it for. Oh yeah. And then for people who, want to edit multiple things at once, you can do that as well. Let's say you have like line one. It's like an embed and an embed and an embed, so it looks a bit weird, but yeah. We got line one, line two, line three. And let's say you want to edit them all at once, you can click and then do, I believe it's Alt, um, and then click, and then click again. And then you can edit all three lines at the same time, or however many lines you want. Kind of like coding, actually. Yeah, yeah. Good for like note taking as well. Okay, let's see here. Manage for connections, community plugins. Oh yes, community plugins are really nice. There are like probably thousands of plugins. You have to turn it on though. And to browse. But yeah, so there's a lot of plugins here. And I'll go through like my favorite ones in a bit. But yeah, basically you can just browse this and see if there's anything that interests you. And like let's say you want tables. And there's like plenty for tables. Enhanced table, JSON tables, sheets extended. Yeah, all kinds. So what I recommend is like looking for ones that have a lot of downloads. Anything in here, in the Obsidian thing itself, is generally, theoretically speaking, pretty safe because like the Obsidian people have screened it. But like there are some like that are just on GitHub that might be added eventually. But yeah, I just kind of stick to the ones here. Okay. Oh, stack and unstack pages. Okay, and then you could pin pages. Like if you have pages that you regularly want to visit, you could pin it. And then let's say I have a bunch of pages open, you can do, oh, this little drop down here, you could do stack bookmark, stack tabs. So what that does, I don't have enough open right now, but how that works is basically, it's like, mm, I'll show you in a bit. But if you have a bunch of pages, it's like a book where it's like stacked vertically. I don't really use that much, but I do use the pin route. So I use it and stack the tabs right there. Any questions so far? Yeah. Made for goldfish drink. Yeah, Obsidian's free, yeah. Free and for sync, yeah. I mean, you don't need to sync really. I put mine in Dropbox, so if I want to just like download it elsewhere, then I can do that. There's like if you look online, there's plenty of free options to sync if that is what you need. So yeah, I think sync is probably kind of overpriced, but since that's really the only thing they're charging for, it's like, personally, I don't use sync though. Oh yeah, writer specific stuff. Okay. Oh yeah, most of the writer specific stuff are just like really fancy community plugins. Oh yeah, Sarah, you code. You could probably make your own Obsidian plugin too. I've considered it at some point, but basically the stuff that I wanted to make was already made, so I didn't really have a use for making my own. Long form. Long form is like really good. Just so essentially what this does is so say you have yeah, it helps you create a novel. So you create a project like this. You can have your scenes in here, like and then you can create a manuscript by clicking the manuscript button. And then what that does is it'll compile all your scenes into like one long manuscript basically, which is really nice for editing, looking at it, reading it. So yeah, that was really good. What else we got here? Waypoint. Okay, Waypoint's nice. So maybe I'll just show you what I do with it first. So with long form, this is what mine looks like. Okay. So yeah, I only have arc one done, pretty much. And then essentially like, oh, actually, no, it's not even done. Just have two characters I didn't even put in here. Yeah. Yeah, so how that works is you have your scene, let's say this one. So you basically have your scenes over here. You can arrange them, which is really nice. Because if you look at the folders, they're like not nicely arranged. And they're individual pages. So here you can arrange them. And then when you like run the manuscript, what that does is, oh yeah, you got a project. Here you can set your title and your folder, and you can compile it. And then you can just click compile here, and then it'll create the manuscript, which is really cool. So this is everything I have in there. So like, here's your first page, your second page, and all that stuff. Okay, I did the templates. Oh, does it have templates? Let's see. Oh, that is a good question because like a page, I guess it depends. Like, let's say, hmm, yeah, I created new some certain. I think you'll have to mess with it. Well, what you can do is don't put the page here and created instead created here in the folder because I have a thing set up where if you do a new note, it'll auto check what templates there are, and then I can select the template. I'll check the building template, and then it has all these aliases preset because, well, that's my template. Yeah. So if you want it, you probably could do it like that, yeah. But I think by default, if you're going from this view itself, I don't think it does templates. Hey, finish writing this. Can you export to PDF? I think so. Let me see here. Because it's just another page. With any page, you can export to PDF. Check. Yeah, I think you can. Yeah. The button's there. Yeah. Yep, definitely good for sharing. Ah, waypoint. Yeah. Waypoint is nice is because like if you have a lot of characters or a lot of characters, lots of things or something like that, what you can do is in each folder you can put a note with the exact same name as the folder. And then let's see here. Oh yeah. So this one is named exactly the same as the folder name. And then what you can do is with the waypoint plugin is you do this, you type in this begin waypoint, and what that does is it just pops in every single note in that folder. This is nice because like before I had to like figure out how many characters I have just by like I don't know, like embedding them or something. So I was just like I wanted something where I can just grab a just basically the whole folder and just pop it in here, which is really nice. Yeah, so type it. Shared relationship map between characters. Oh yeah, I'll get to that one. So, for sharing, like you can export that as a PDF too. That's then sec. Um, yeah, so that's Waypoint. Data view is for more like probably slightly technical people, but let me see here. It's similar to SQL queries. What happened? What you can do here is you can insert some query like list created and then file C time, stuff like that. So I actually don't know too much about this syntax. That's why one of the resources I have is just to like, share with you how you do data view. This is pretty powerful. You can do it right. Like you can query not just list like when pages were created, but a bunch of other things. You could query based on tags, based on what do you call those? Properties. Yeah, pretty fancy. Yeah. A better word count. It's just more something that I personally like, but like the default word count isn't that good. I like the word count better because it also shows you how many notes there are. Omni search, yes, the default search isn't that good either. So I just use Omni search, which does it search is better. That's another like community plugin. Yeah, just one the one with a bunch of downloads. Well, what you can do is if you like OmniSearch and you want it to be like your default search, you can go to the settings and just turn off the search and then set the hotkey for OmniSearch to be Command O. So when I Command O, this is actually OmniSearch, the OmniSearch vault. Yeah. Hey Pixel. Oh, Image Bucket. Image Bucket is nice if you kind of want to be able to click on images and like copy them. Otherwise, when you put it in, you can't exactly copy paste images once you paste it in. Like if you want to take a picture from your vault and then share it with someone, you kind of have to find the picture first. Let's see here. What is it here? Let's see here. Someone who I don't mind being spoiled. Ah, okay. Got a picture. Don't have a picture. Okay. Oh no, I do have a picture. Yeah, like this one you can click on and then copy. You could do like, you know, stuff with it, which is nice. Because by default, when you click on it, nothing happens. It's just the picture is there and you can just look at it and that's it. Oh, cloth. Okay. Yeah. So there's a plugin called Cloth where it like you can sort of quote a certain section and then it'll show up. Like let's say you have your main thing and you want to quote something from the character from somewhere, but you don't want to embed it. It's useful, but I say long form is better just because if you're using cloth, sometimes it doesn't like auto update. It like if you update the section that you quoted, it doesn't auto update on the quoting side, which is kind of annoying. But it's interesting. I mean, there's use cases for it. Novel again? Oh no, what? It's not sure. Come on, okay. Yeah, come on board. You come on board here. Do not. Let me see. Right, no. There's a come on. Oh yeah, and then timeline's really cool. Okay, come on board. Come on boards. Yeah, you can make boards for stuff that you gotta do. Okay, let's come on board and then see here. Timeline. Timeline's really cool. Get this page open to show you guys. Hey, okay, so timeline. When you type, it looks like this. You could just copy and paste from the template. This is like literally, it's like active color, blah blah blah. This stuff just comes with it. You can choose. You can replace this number. They have a certain number of like mm, looks, I guess, themes, if you want to call it that. And then essentially you could change this to like get the theme you want. And then you do a plus for like the time or I guess the date or whatever. And then this one, I forgot what it's for, but then this one is like for the text. And then so this is your this is like the writing mode. You have to go to reading mode to like look at it. So yeah, timelines. Woo. I like this one. Quite helpful. Oh yeah, let me see here. Come on board, do it. Virtual linker, yes. Okay, so let's say I make a new note. I don't want a template. I click escape. And let's say I type that. And then let's say I type. Okay, so what this does is usually it doesn't auto link, but here because it knows this is one of your either your one of your aliases or like one of your files, then it'll just auto link here, which I think is really nice. Data view, okay, so that is property. I kind of showed you properties already. Let's see. But yeah, so with properties, you can like put in age, whatever, like whatever you want. Like these are all custom. So like you can add a property and just be like, I want it to be called this, and then just put stuff in. What's nice is that you can use data view to query these, but I've personally not tried. You can add like pages. You can do tags. Yeah, timeline. Okay, so do timeline. Yay, templates. Mhm. Yeah, there's probably other plugins that are great for writing that I haven't discovered yet, but these are the ones I mainly use. Okay, so now I can show you the fancy spreadsheet chart. So, yeah. No, not this one. Yeah, yeah. So Mari, you're gonna really like this one. Whoa, beautiful. All the blanks are the stuff that I haven't really plot built too much, but yeah. If you like, zoom in. All right, that's pretty much it, I think. You guys have any questions? That's nice. Well, yeah, I should probably share the little links here. Would be nice to build time platforms. Yeah. They like some other Obsidian features that I haven't really covered, like callouts. Those are kind of nice. I just personally don't really use them much. But I'd recommend checking out the Obsidian like wiki to see what else there is. How do you build a timeline? I have to. How would you build a timeline? Is that a theoretical question, or is that like how do you use a timeline thing? Does it have a specific feature to see the timeline? Huh. Oops, sorry. Eyes. So like for timelines, so when you install the timeline plugin, which is oh yeah. So like here in the community plugins, you'll see a list of like the ones you've installed. And then you can go into a setting. Sometimes I have different settings. You can set hotkeys or whatever. And then you can also set what folder you want certain things to be if it has that kind of setting. Every once in a while, you probably should click check for updates so it can update. So 10, 6, up to 10. So it's this one. Once you install it, you essentially type in what it tells you to type in, which is like listing, timeline, and then you copy this. And then I believe there's something at the very bottom. Oh, just these. And then essentially I do the first one and then just keep copying and pasting and changing the info. And then yeah, like the plugin itself also has like a little guide. Like right here, it tells you we recommend you use a snippet and blah blah blah. And then oh yeah, here. How to use it. Choose timeline or timeline and label tag. Here's like a template. I just copied this one or this one. Forgot which one. Yeah, so I can do a lot of things like this. You can also change the colors. Oh, something like that. Okay. Oh yeah, there's definitely I'm like 99% sure there's definitely a plugin for that. But you'll have to like browse. Think of like timeline. Quickly create a timeline structured canvas. Let's see. I don't know what this looks like, but yeah, you kind of have to browse, like, but most of the time, if there's something you want, it probably already exists. Easy timeline, Chronos timeline, Markdown timeline. Yeah, there's a lot of different kinds of timelines. Oh, there's also calendar, lots of calendars. And then let's see here in the scheduling planning one, I also have a calendar that I don't use anymore somewhere. Mm, okay, yeah, there's also this kind of timeline. I mean, some have dependencies, like it needs you to install one of these other ones. But yeah, so you have to like browse and see what interests you. Yes, there's like so many plugins. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's fine.